many things we are blind to in this illusion. From the moment you are born, the oppressors know who you are and which blood relatives you belong to, and the war on your life path has already begun. The programming of your thought process begins immediately from that day. All your passions, gifts, and talents are immediately dismissed as hopeless, fantasy, idolatry, and practical experience, and labeled as low IQ, autistic, or mentally challenged. Others in the group are more easily programmable because they can remember the programming better, are less likely to question it, and will blindly follow it when you compliment them and call them intelligent and highly gifted. And let us ensure that the souls who follow their own path, step out of the programming, and follow their own thought process are labeled as crazy, creators of fables, and negative thinking, so that we can continue on our way. The soulless keep a close eye on their prey to provide them with survival resources. Some aim to drain and exhaust their prey. Some seek to rob their prey of their destiny. Others use their prey to manifest for themselves through their prey. And some soulless warlocks seek to weaken their prey and lead them astray from their beliefs. They first carefully study your character traits so they know how to present themselves to enter the lives of their prey. They just can't keep up their acting for long. And they'll often accidentally drop their masks. It's true, of course, that if you pretend to be someone you're not, you can't maintain that role for long. Sometimes you see something others don't, or not immediately, and sometimes they don't want to see it because they want to remain friends with the person who is busy oppressing others, but they do so only for their own gain. More out of fear of the person and fear of experiencing the same thing. Often, people prefer to remain blind because they fear their reality collapsing. Jenny often visited her grandmother. Her grandmother gave her strength and a certain indescribable energy. Her grandmother was the only person who understood her and with whom she could be herself without being called crazy. Jenny met Rick, and their connection eventually blossomed into a relationship. She finally felt she had met someone who saw what was going on in this illusionary system we live in and whom she could talk to. Therefore, she often spoke about the system we live in, about her plans, and how she wanted to live in freedom and make a plan with Rick to build this together. Rick plays along with whether he understands her and wants to build this together. But first, there are some things he needs to arrange. He asks her to give him time to do so, but it soon becomes clear that he had other plans. He wasn't planning to build anything with Jenny, but to line his own pockets and disappear. Rick's real job was to stagnate her and get her to reconsider her beliefs. And get her back into the programming. But of course, that doesn't end well. Because once someone sees the illusion we're living in, they're wide awake. There's nothing you can do to change that. You'll never get her back to sleep. The only thing you risk is a ticket out of her life. Some warlocks literally come to sicken or poison their prey. They initially come across as very spontaneous, often acting as if they've been victims of abuse and have the wrong women in their lives. But they come to drain you, exhaust you, and leave you with no hope for your goals. You can't trust them with your food and drink, because every chance they get, they'll do something with it. And their negative energy alone affects the food they prepare for you, which can have consequences for your health. They demand that you treat them like royalty, while they see you as submissive and undeserving. Let them drown in their own deception, and walk away silently without explanation. The pain will hit them harder if they know you see through their mask. Sometimes the warlock and the Jezebel spirit work together to help someone near their prey. They will always protect each other during their actions. But if one of them is caught in their dangerous plans, one of them will always pose as the victim. This allows them to continue their evil plans undetected. Often, they don't see the protection of their prey, and they often fall into the trap they want to set for someone else. If someone from the prey has passed on to the spirit space, the person they are protecting always awakens more quickly. And their intuition is only strengthened with every message they listen to and every pattern they learn. We often see that when a close family member makes a return journey home to the spiritual realm, they choose to stay behind for protection and not return for a new human experience. Just as you are being watched by the warlock, narcissist, or Jezebel spirit, they are being watched too. Sometimes they think they've gotten away with their actions, but they're so wrong. They fall into the trap they set for themselves by making certain choices. The consequences will always be theirs, no matter how much they want to think they've succeeded in destroying someone else. Sometimes people often fail to see what's happening around them or behind their backs, and it can have dire consequences. Sometimes people die, and something simply isn't right. It doesn't always have to do with the physical. Sometimes it's truly spiritual. And sometimes, souls who have a human experience with a special mission are briefly empowered in the spiritual realm, which they call a dream and experience, so they can return to their human experience with greater knowledge and wisdom, able to experience it fully consciously and in their full power to spread the light. The absence may seem like an hour or even a few seconds, when they've been gone for months. Or they might have been unconscious for a few hours due to an accident or an unexpected physical condition. They awaken fully conscious and aren't taken in by deception. Their connection with their inner power and the universe is only strengthened. The journey they experience, returning home to the universe, offers them wise lessons and reveals precisely what happened around and behind them. The experience is experienced as a dream with a beautiful message, intended to show you something unfolding within your human experience that you need to see and act upon. It teaches you not to close your eyes to what you see, but to look evil straight in the eye, reject it, and say no. The goal is to see that you are the master of your own soul and to create a beautiful life for it without being swept away from your path. You see everything that isn't real and that you want to diminish for exactly what it is. You realize that many are programmed to think that what they do is right and best for you. But you are aware of other knowledge and draw all information and wisdom from the silence of your breath and connection with your soul. People often don't see what's happening around them. Someone who appears as an expert is often trusted at their word without further consideration. A general practitioner is expected to have the antidote to the cure you seek. And a teacher knows exactly what you need to learn and is inherently intelligent. That's how easily the human brain is programmable. A film is fiction, and what you see there can't be real. The person who believes things in a film could be real is simply insane. Yet, it's precisely through film that they show you the truth to postpone their karma. You now hear about babies being eaten, blood sacrifices being made, and so many women and children going missing at a young age. Yet you still believe that vampires only exist in movies. Most people don't realize that we are perfectly capable of taking care of ourselves. Where the apples once hung on the trees, they now come from a factory, extra manipulated to ensure you don't stay healthy for too long and your lifespan can be shortened. The only thing you hear some people cry out after everything they've seen is, how are we going to eat and how are we going to pay our debts and rent? Without realizing that we weren't born into debt, let alone to pay for our living expenses. And that we are 100% capable of taking care of ourselves without a system that poisons your food, robs you, and makes you pay for everything that is simply your birthright. Everyone has the right to a place to call home. Everyone has the right to clean water, something to eat or drink, and warmth from the cold. Mother Nature has provided for us all, and there's enough for everyone. Don't be fooled by a face on your TV programming screen. Remember the Jackson 5's music video? Can you feel it? They predicted the future, an event in the present, in that video. The world is slowly waking up. Thank you, Earth Angel Michael, for protecting the children, warning us, and protecting us. The war was waged on us without us knowing it was our own. The people around you are playing games with you without you even knowing there was a game. And your thoughts sometimes race for hours, even though they're often not even your own. We will overcome all three wars with the purity of our souls. Soon, you won't have to warn anyone about what you see. Nothing will remain in the dark. Everything will come to light. even people's true nature. Thank you everyone for watching and listening. I hope this film will wake people up and spark more hope. Share this with your friends, acquaintances, or family. Even if no light goes on, you might plant a seed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel Nature by Naira's Art. Thank you, and until next time, bye bye.